Good morning. I don't know what's happening, guys. When I was scheduling this video, it said that it was Mountain Standard Time. And I'm like, that's weird. I'm Pacific time. So I set it for 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, which would be 9 a.m. Pacific, but it's saying I'm supposed to start at 10. I don't understand. Anyways, 9 a.m. Pacific is when I was going live, and 9 a.m. Pacific, it is 07. Don't judge me. It's been a little bit of a morning over here. So if you guys can hear me, could you comment? Could you say, hey, I hear you, so that I know that I'm not talking to the air. You'll see here that I have a cup of coffee. That's right. My coffee fast lasted about 2 weeks, and it's now back in my hands. You can hear me. Thank you. Awesome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Sandy. Welcome. I've got so many little random tidbits. And if you guys are in the app, you probably know a lot of this, but there are some things you don't know about. Q&A, it's going to be all sorts of good stuff. Actually, I just realized something else I need to add to my list of things. This is like my list of all the things that I'm supposed to be doing this week. And by the way, I am way behind. My husband is, did you see, are you guys in the app? Okay, if you're not in the app, do you not know that we have an app now? Gather Round Homeschool has an app, and it is amazing and it's beautiful. And even if you don't use Gather Round Homeschool, it's still awesome because you can hear my podcast over there. There's a podcast community. There's a chat for dads. There's a chat for, what else we got, guys? There's like a faith kind of chat group for prayer requests and encouragement. Anyways, in the app, under on my official little group, I posted what happened yesterday. I ordered boxes. Okay, I ordered boxes. I ordered 500 of our sizes, and I had to add an extra size. So there's 5 sizes and 500 each. I mean, yeah, I know that's a lot of boxes, but in my head, I'm like, but they pack down. Like, I don't understand. It's not going to be crazy. I've done this before, and it was 2 pallets. This was 8 pallets. 8 pallets. Okay, my friend showed up with her like teenage little boys, and they were all carrying down boxes. We were carrying boxes. Yesterday was just all about boxes. We call it box day here at Gather Round. So my house is full. Like my room, did you guys see that I cleaned out my room? I think I showed you last time. Big open room, it's now full of boxes. My schoolroom, can't even walk in. Kids, go sit at your desk. No, you can't get to your desks without climbing the mountain of boxes. So I posted a picture. This is like, where's my, I don't understand. There we go. So that is in my middle of this room right here. And this is my schoolroom. Okay. And we have more outside. So my husband is looking at maybe getting a sea can or something, because I'm like, this is my life until we get a variance and can build. Like, no, this is not going to work for me. So anyways, hopefully storage coming soon. So anyways, boxes are the new exciting thing happening here. Not only do we get boxes, but I'm getting custom tape. It's like chalkboard with greenery. It's got a little like logo thing that you can scan. What are those called, guys? Those things that you scan, and it's going to take you to our app. We have our website. It's so cool. It's like this custom black tape against the white boxes. It's going to look so good. And then I spent $1,000 on this like random tape dispenser because the tape that we're getting has to be wet. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just imagining us with all of our boxes we're delivering, like cutting it and like wetting it on a sponge. No, that's not really going to work for me. So we got this thing, and you put water in, and it just like shoots it out, and you just put it on, and then your hands get sticky. We're growing. We're growing. We're becoming all industrial and stuff. Anyways, that's the excitement. Sitting behind me right now are all of the units for year 1. That there, my friends, I'm going the wrong way, is a lot of units. Look at all those units. Look at them all. Look at them all. That's a lot of units. So I am hoping to do some promotions and videos, and I don't know what else. I also got for behind me on this wall, coming this week. Well, not that stuff actually. Okay, coming soon, ordered, is I have this big sign that says gather. It's going to go like there. Okay. And in this corner right here, I got a chair to do my videos. And I got 2 stools that are going to go under the gather sign so I can do like videos with multiple people, like my husband. So really excited about all the things. And then I got like wall shelves, which were abnormally expensive, just for the little ledge things. Probably should have looked on IKEA, but I didn't. Anyways, and they're going to line underneath the gather sign that way down that wall. And I'm going to have the teacher's guides for each book. So you'll have like gather and all the teacher's guides and then 2 stools. It's going to be so cool. Super cool. And then we're changing our lights so it's not so yellow in here. So there's all sorts of exciting things. A QR code. You guys are so smart. Yeah, there's lots of different things happening here behind the scenes. Not to mention all of the getting ready for next year, which we're starting to work on like next week. I feel like, oh my goodness, we just finished year 1 and boom, into year 2. There's a lot of exciting things to look forward to. There's also some news, there's some updates, and there's some things I need to share with you. So I'm just going to get into all of that stuff. So here we go. I don't know, I'm feeling slightly nervous this morning. Maybe it's the coffee. I'm nervous you guys are going to judge me. Let's start with the good news. The good news is that we have a giveaway every month. Come over to Gather Round Homeschool Community group on Facebook, and by sharing anything, you can share this video, you can share a picture, you can share on your social media, you can do a little video on Instagram and then tag us in it and we'll post it. You can share anywhere you want to share about Gather Round, and you can enter on the group and that giveaway thread, and one person wins. Every single month we do a new one for one person wins a unit of your choice digital. So want to make sure to mention that because you can share this video. Okay, next. Oh, wait, random. This is super exciting news. My doors. I feel like I'm going the right way. Am I going the right way? At the top of my doors, you see that? It's so hard, you guys, to get this finger. There we go, right in that corner of the door. See it? See it? Okay, that is a lock. I can lock my doors. I didn't, because I'm a nice mom today, but yesterday I did. Sure did. I locked my doors. My kids came down. They're like, Mommy? I'm like, yeah, that's right. When the doors are shut, don't interrupt. And that's going to rhyme in their heads. Anyways, okay, random bits. What's on my list? Giveaway. Boom. What's next? The app, right? Gather Round Homeschool. It's totally free. Come and check out the app, you guys. It's so much fun. What else? Convention. Okay, I have just launched our first Gather Round Homeschool convention, and it is going to be amazing. In fact, I feel like I tried this once before and it was not super successful, but let's just look, shall we? It's gatheroundhomeschool.heysummit.com. I'm going to screen share. It's going to happen right now. Share screen. Yes. That one. Share. Look at it. Do you guys see it? You see it? Okay. So right here, this is gatheroundhomeschool.heysummit.com, our first online convention. Now, total honesty, I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to online conventions. I don't know. We were going to do an in-person convention, but turns out that that was not going to happen this year. So we're doing an online one that you guys can all come to. It's only $25 a ticket. Your whole family can listen. You can listen unlimited times. You get access to everything, and it's going to be awesome. So here is what is exciting about the online convention. First of all is the schedule. So if we go, it's July 6th to 10th. If we look at the schedule, every single day I have worship and a word. And now that it's there, it's going to happen. This is Faith Walk. You just put it out there, and now it's like you have to do it. So every single day there's going to be worship. Hopefully we'll have our kids on a few of those with Jonathan and I, and some sort of little like devotional word to get us going for the day. Then we have sessions. So this one, Illustrate with the Illustrators. Our illustrators have done like picture guided kind of step-by-step, see what's behind the scenes, and your kids can do it with them, or you can do it with them. We have Gather Round with Rebecca. I'm going to walk you through a day, but as if, I don't even know what that's going to look like yet, guys, actually, to be honest, but all of my thought process behind every aspect. Let's talk about day at a glance. When I'm reading this, what kind of rabbit trails would I go on? What does that look like? What would I recommend? How do you adapt this? So I'm just going to kind of do a a talk through of a day with Gather Round. I have behind the scenes of Gather Round. So that's where we have not all, a lot of our staff members in different capacities and positions are going to be sharing what Gather Round looks like. And so you can see the process from the vision casting process with me to the writing process, to the proofing process, to the design process, to the illustrator process. You're going to get to see every step of the way what that looks like, which is going to be a lot of fun. And then every night we have a live, and our live is going to have like a mini discussion prompt. And so our first night is chores. It's going to have a Q&A every night. If you come to that live, and you can share and engage and whatever else, one person who comes to it will win a free digital unit of your choice. Just for registering for this, and then share about it and help us get the word out. For people who are a part of it, you don't have to be here live for anything. You just need to be a part of it. You can win. I am giving away 1 full year. So that's $499 value just for coming. So you guys can check that out. And we're also giving away a $49.95 gift card. So that is, you can use towards print or digital for those of you that prefer to use it for print. So we've got over almost $800 worth of giveaways alone that I'm hoping it's going to really make it valuable for you. And then we have 5 days of sessions like this. So again, we've got worship and a word. I'm going to do Gather Round, and I go right through the teaching and everything. It's a long thing. Have your kids join. I read the whole teacher's guide, but you're going to get to see my kids interrupt a lot and realize that your Gather Round is normal, or your homeschool day. Your assumptions about me answered by my kids is super, super, super fun. And then our live that night is about doing it all. Then we have worship. We've got a guest mom that's going to be talking about high school. I have a session, how to become the homeschooler you want to be. And that specifically, I had one of my most popular sessions I speak on. So this is, even if you don't use Gather Round, there's still going to be value there for you. One of my most popular sessions is teaching the child you have, not the child you want them to be. And this one is kind of a mom take on that, but it got too long, is being the homeschooler you want to be. I don't know what my wording was for that. But anyways, the idea of being who we want to be, okay? Here's who we are, and here's who we want to be, and how do we reconcile that? Because I feel like we're not super honest with ourselves sometimes. We're like, we want to be this, but we're not that. And it's like, we need to just honestly say, I'm not that. But we don't have to give up on that. It's possible to become like a relaxed homeschooler if you're type A, or to become more organized if you're super fluid, but it's going to take work, and you have to identify and be honest with yourself about where you are today, and then know where you want to go and baby step your way over there. So that session is just free information. And then we're going to be talking about time management. Yeah, which I suck at. So yeah, I'm clearly qualified to talk about it. But here's the thing, I suck at most of this stuff, okay? How to homeschool your kids. Turns out I kind of suck at it. So I don't talk from a place of qualification. I talk from a place of, we all kind of know the things, you guys. And I just share what's on my heart. I pray before every session. And sometimes I listen to the sessions afterwards, and I'm like, wow, if only I could apply that to my own life. So ultimately, we're going to trust that this is not based on I have all the answers. This is based on, I'm going to pray about it, and we're just going to trust that God is going to use me to encourage you and me at the same time. Okay, that's what sets Gather Round Convention apart, okay, is that right there. All right, let's continue. We've got worship and a word on the 9th. We have planning 101 with the new Gather Round planner, which has not even been started yet. So another faith walk right there. Maybe I should add that to my list today. Yeah. Motivating your reluctant learners. Again, that is not Gather Round related. A lot of people have been asking, I'm not using Gather Round yet. Is this applicable to me? Yeah, for $25. Yeah. Do you want worship? Do you want a word every day? Do you want to hear those kind of encouraging words? Then yes, you should come. Encouragement from a veteran homeschooler. That's my mom. My mom's gonna be talking. When all your kids need you. This is real stuff, you guys. Okay. That's day 4, right? Day 4. Yeah. Okay, day 5. Worship and a word, preschool, kindergarten. We're going to be talking about teaching your kids to read. We're going to be talking about all sorts of different things. Specifically, I'm going to show you our new preschool, hopefully our kindergarten sneak peek. How do I know it is enough? That's a pre-recorded session that I've already done, but this is just, I just threw it in there. This is a good one. RV Life with Gather Round. This is another guest. I'm super excited about this one. They are going to be showing us small space homeschooling. And so it's going to be kind of a double whammy. You'll get to see how they use it in their homeschool, another day in the life other than us, but you're also going to get to see kind of small space homeschooling, how they organize in an RV. So really excited about that one. And then our last live, Jonathan's going to join me and we're going to be talking about marriage. Again, not because we have all the answers, because it's going to be real. Yeah, you may want to not have the kids with that one. Okay, so anyways, that is our schedule, and I want to make sure you guys are aware of that. If you go to perks, you can see the giveaways that we're doing. We've got the free digital year, we've got the gift card, and then every live has a giveaway, and you basically will get an automatic email. They choose it and everything. I don't do a thing, so it's not, I can't look at it and be like, oh no, not this person. Okay, this is truly, truly just, it's all set up for us. So just by coming, it just randomly chooses one person, you'll get an email. And this is at the end, it's gonna randomly choose someone and email them. Same thing with this one. These are at the end of it. So, and then you can watch the replays. Once you're registered, you can watch the replays all the way through the month of July. And then I'm gonna close it down because this is $250 a month. And really, after a month, are we gonna come back and watch the replays? Probably not. So anyways, so really exciting. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. We can engage on here. There's probably more guest speakers going to be added over the next little while. So anyways, I'm excited about our convention. Let's end this. Stop sharing. Yeah. Okay. Hey. I do talk so fast. I don't even think it's the caffeine. I think I always talk this fast. Here, I'm trying to slow down. Who would agree that I always talk that fast, that I am just this intense person, especially when I get on a live. It's funny because in real life, I'm not always like that. But there's something about live videos that's like, I don't know, it energizes me. Okay, let's move on. So we've talked about some really good things, guys. Oh, here's another good thing. I ordered custom envelopes that are like protected, in Jesus' name. And these are gonna fit our vinyl stickers and decals. You guys have been waiting and asking for how can I get that without paying $20 shipping? Good question. I have been wondering the same thing. We now have US stamps and we are gonna be just popping these in the regular mail. So there's no tracking on them or anything else, but they are, it's like $3 for Canadian, $3.50 for US, and we can get you vinyl stickers and, or stickers and vinyl appliques like for windows, or I put one on my whiteboard and it has stuck perfectly fine, or the back window of your car or whatever. So exciting news about that. What else do we have? Let's see. App, convention, preschool. I kind of mentioned that. We'll talk more about that. You guys can ask me questions and we'll do that at the end. Year one, videos and photos. I have a new podcast episode. It is available at homeschoolon.com under podcasts. It's also available on the app. In fact, I'm a week ahead in the app. So there's a new podcast episode that I just did yesterday available on the app. But last week's podcast episode is online and or iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you listen. And the reason is that now I can actually tell you there's going to be one next week because I'm a week ahead. That's right. I'm really trying to commit to this. I'm also really going to try to come back into YouTube. I have dropped the ball here on YouTube. And so I'm really trying to get back up and running. I have been so busy with stuff. And this is where kind of the bad news aspect comes in. I have been so busy that I have just not even been able to promote Gather Round, which is fine. One of the things I've said is that God promotes us, and that he has literally everything that has happened with Gather Round has not been because of advertising. I didn't do any advertising. My own Homeschool On page where I should be advertising is basically totally neglected. My blog is totally neglected. YouTube is totally neglected. I've dropped off the face of the planet as far as promoting or advertising anything, anybody else's or my own, because I was struggling with how authentic that was. And I was wrestling with it. And so I just dropped it. I dropped it all. And I just created and focused on this. And it has been a massive mountain in front of me. And when I was taking my weekend and really praying and asking God about this next year, one of the things I felt like he was saying is because one of my big questions for him is God, I know you called me to this. And a lot of people are like, well, is this the right timing? You know, your kids are young, like you're going to have regrets. And course I'm going to have regrets. I have regrets even when I try to do everything right. I'm going to have regrets. But I know that I know that I know that I know that God has called me to this, and he has called me to this in such a time as this. I'm not outside of God's timing. I'm not outside of God's will. I've had so many confirmations of this outside, through scripture, in the past year, in my own prayer walk. I know that I am walking out the calling that God has placed on my life with Gather Round. So I can't drop that. That's what I'm supposed to do. But I also know that he made me a mother, and I can't drop that. I also know that I'm supposed to homeschool my kids. I can't drop that. Obviously can't drop my marriage. Like, these are the things that I know that I'm called to. I am called to create. I am called to worship God. So I have all these different things, and I've wrestled this past year with God. I can't drop anything. I know that you have called me to all of this, but how can I possibly do all of this? Like, that's a lot. It's a lot. And so when I was taking this last weekend off and really just praying and asking him, what he had for me and what I was supposed to invest in, I felt like he was saying that he has called me to this, but he's not called me to die to this. He's not called me to be so invested that every other part of my life is dying, that I'm not able to do what I want to do with my kids or in my homeschool or my own personal life, and that he was asking me to do what he has called me to and nothing more. And where that comes into play is with math. I have decided that for this year, I am not going to be producing Gather Round math units. And I know that there's probably super divided on your guys' opinions on that. I bet you half of you are thrilled, because it means that I am going to be giving a lot more of my attention and my time to our units and our mini units. We're doing a mini unit almost every single month this next year. And so we're going to get a lot more out of this year because I'm able to do that. But some of you are going to be super disappointed because you're not currently happy with math. You've kind of been holding out and hoping there's going to be something better. I still don't have 100% clarity on what I want with it. And because of that, and because I don't feel, I feel like I'm already going to be doing 4 projects at once, that to add that 5th, and such a beast of a 5th, I don't know if I can give it my best or my all. And I don't want to do it unless God has absolutely said, not just I'm supposed to, but for such a time as this. Those two things have to align. And I'm not sure that this is the timing. In fact, I feel like it is not the timing, and that everything is going to suffer for the sake of that. So because of that, I've decided not to. I am disappointed as well. I was like, but are you sure? Am I sure I'm hearing this right? Let's maybe wait for some more. I have been waiting on this for a while. I had to talk to my writers that have been waiting for a while, and I just feel super disappointed about it, even for my own kids for math. But I feel like for this year, I know that I need to step it up as far as the units go. So what that's going to look like, and why this is good for everybody, is that I am now kind of moving myself to editor-in-chief. Right now, I've been looking at everything at the very end, and then I make all my notes on writing and all my notes on design and all my notes on illustration, and I manage the team, but after everything has already happened. What's going to happen from now on, and there's only so much I can do without us having to redo everything, so I'm limited. What I'm doing from now on is I'm moving back to editor, way over here, working with the writers. So that means that I can rewrite, I can tweak, I can say, wait, let's do this. And I can let that creative vision start from the very beginning of the train and then go all the way through. I can assign the images. I can make it more of what I want. I can add my flair. One of the ways that you'll see that is, for example, our read and answer it, those kind of pages. Read it, and then we have, either circle or use the word bank. I'm not saying that those can't happen, but I want more diversity in our pages. I want to see more uniqueness. I think we could do more projects, more ideas. What if we did this? What if we do that? And I have so many of those ideas, but I've been so bogged down with just keeping up. It's like just trying to keep my head above the water, that I have not been able to invest in that fun, creative side of it that I think I'm supposed to be more involved in. So I'm moving myself over here for all the units. I've really created a schedule that's going to allow me to give so much of my time and attention to these ones excellence at the same time, that I know that you're going to see such a change in our units and an improvement in the style, in the flow, in the excitement of every page being that winner, every page being one that's like, that is so cool or so unique or what a neat tie-in, that you're going to start to see that more and more because I'm going to be right there at the beginning, getting everything going. So that is why I think it's going to be good for everybody. And I just wanted you guys to know right off the bat, for those of you that maybe have been waiting for math, I wanted to make sure everyone is aware of that. Let me think if there's another thing. There's another thing. I guess I'll just kind of give you guys a heads up of one of those ideas that we kind of came up with in our lifer meeting that I think is another example of how we can improve our units, is that we have seen people say for language arts, they want to see more step-by-step, more hand-holding, less of just the once a week and I'll do it. And so we want to do more. So in South America, we kind of tested that out. And you'll notice in South America that there is a writing page every single day. And that was good, but it was almost too much. Now it detracted from us being able to do some of the more social studies pages or the, you know, the really cool tie-ins, because we were doing the writing every day. We were doing the copy work 3 times a week. We were doing, there's so much language arts, and then our notebooking pages, and then we did Bible. That really left us 1 page to work with. So I liked the idea, but it needed more finesse. So now that we're moving forward into year 2, what you're going to start to see that I'm really excited about, and I think is going to be an amazing change, is we are going to have an everyday seat work page once a week. That's going to replace our copy work and dictation pages. Our everyday seat work page is going to be double-sided, and it's going to have a kind of a spelling, either of something we're learning, an ending, a blend, a rule, a focus. Except for middle school, there won't be a focus. I'm just going to choose commonly misspelled words. And then it's going to have a list. And then in the beginning of our teacher's guide or appendix or somewhere, I'm going to have all sorts of different ideas that your kids can choose from. It's like a table of ideas to practice their spelling list. So you can do it traditionally if you want, or you can do it there. We'll have the word, but there's also going to be a list. So you can totally adapt this however you want. People that have wanted more spelling, there's your more spelling. If your kids don't need a lot of practice, you don't have to do that whole list. So you have the total flexibility on that. So there's going to be a once a week list. There's going to be a once a week Bible verse that they're going to be working on. It's just going to have it there, and they're going to copy it every day. There's no reason they can't do that on a separate sheet of paper. And now I have more flexibility in my pages to add more, another writing page and some other unique pages in there. So we're going to do 2 writing pages a week. And then we're doing the seat work page. I also want to do recitation in the beginning. And my idea is that our recitation at the beginning is going to be broken up, and they're working on their copy work from that recitation, just as additional practice, more Bible, a little bit more Charlotte Mason flair. And again, totally optional. It's 1 page in the beginning of the book. You do not have to do it, but everyone's going to have recitation and then broken up into the copy work throughout their once a week seat work page. So it's going to have a whole bunch of different elements to it, but basically weekly work and checklists that they can work from, and kind of this is what we do every day when we start our day. For our early reader, write your name and your date at the top of your journal, and then we're going to kind of guide them through what that's going to look like on their journal page. So those of you that are wanting more practice with writing their names, because we don't have that on the top of all our pages, or the date. Every single day in the early reader, we have them, what is today's date? Like those are the kind of things they should have regular practice. What is today's date? What is the weather outside? And they can write those things down and create a journal out of that. But I don't need to have all these pages within the unit. I can do this 1 page that you do in a separate notebook, which now gives me more room in our student notebooks to go deeper and to bring in those connections and to have an extra writing page. So these are the kind of things that we're implementing to hopefully make our units even richer, because it's going to give us more room to work with. I can't necessarily add more pages. It's too much for our kids, and it's going to be too much for printing, and it's going to be too much for me to keep our same price point. So without adding more pages, how can we restructure the way we do things so that we are being very intentional with every single page that is in our units, and we can offer you more? So those are some of the changes and things that you can look forward to as I'm working on templates, as I'm working on ideas for spelling. And you guys have had these things. I think there needs more spelling. I think there needs more language arts. And I've been listening and trying to figure out what that could look like. And I think that this is a very concrete answer to offer more in the realm of language arts, but again, not busy work more, if that makes sense. So I think that's most of my news. I can open it up for Q&A. I see like an angry face. I feel like I want to know how many people are angry with me. Or it was your child pushing a button, so maybe no one's angry with me. I was very stressed about this video. I'm like, oh, I'm disappointed about math. I really am. But I would rather offer, it's the Charlotte Mason principle. I would rather offer greatness in what I produce and what I give you guys. And I am a percolator kind of person. Gather Round percolated in my heart and my soul for like a year, and with no thought of even the curriculum, with no actual vision, just in my own personal life, God was drawing me out into the style of learning that then turned into Gather Round. And with all of these things, it's this idea of it kind of needs to sit in my head, and I have no concrete, I'm an abstract visionary. I'm not even thinking of exactly math and what that's going to look like, but just with time for it to sit in there, that it's like nestled in the back of my brain. I do want to do math, and I think that we can do it in a way that is 100% unique, that is like nothing that is out there. And I want to do it, but I want to do it great. And I don't want to be so divided that I'm not able to offer you guys greatness in what I do. So instead of me busying myself and then not doing well in what I'm producing, I'm pulling back a little bit so that I can really dive in this area. Sorry, phone call. Okay. Yes, he does have a plan. He absolutely has a plan. And for you guys too, as you look at our years, as you look at our units, as you look at, for all I know, God has called one of you to come alongside me as a writer. We just hired a bunch of people. We are still, I believe, in the currently hiring process of hiring designers. If anybody wants to apply for that, you can absolutely do that. But, for writing and stuff like that, I really would love to see people who are absolutely passionate about something come forward and do submissions. And you guys can see our schedule for next year. So if there's something, I might already have a writer assigned, I might not. But if there's something you look at that you are like, this, I am so passionate about artists. I would love to do, art is my life. I would love to do, or history of like the art history or whatever, composers. If you have a vision for something and you think you can add, then I need people who can come alongside me and vision cast. If I don't have to sit down and come up with everything for every single unit, that's great for me. So I'm looking for people who are passionate and are excited, and there is room. And I'm always open to what God has. Even when we're full, when I get applications for things, I'm constantly like, God, we're full, but do you have a place for this? Or is this somebody that I need to keep on the back burner because there's going to be an opening? I don't know. I'm trusting that he is bringing me the right people. So you guys absolutely pray about it. And if you feel like you have something to add, maybe you're the person. Our verse of the day yesterday in the Bible app was Isaiah, that iconic verse, whom shall I send and whom will go for me? And Isaiah said, here I am, send me. And I read that and I'm like, oh, I can feel this quickening in my spirit. I'm like, God, it's like written in my journal this morning is, are you calling me into more? And if you are, what? Yeah, here I am, send me. Absolutely. I've always said that. That is always the cry of my heart. That verse is like, I say that over and over and over again. If there is some role you want me to be, if you want me to talk about you more, I'm in. And I'm doing that more and more in my podcast and talking and starting to share more of my heart on things. But always looking for those opportunities. And whether or not it's in a large capacity, like something like this, whether it's a job or a business opportunity, or whether it's in a capacity of like, I'm going to go to the store and say, I'm going to pray for somebody. I don't know. I'm not brave actually at all. I'm super not brave, but that's why it makes me nervous. I read somebody's post once of what they felt like God was asking them to do. And then it just terrified me. I'm like, God, I can do so many things for you. Please don't ask me to do something like that. Like I care a lot about, I don't know. I care too much about what people think. Like, anyways, God is helping me grow in that area. But see, I'm trying to talk slower. Are we proud? I'm really holding back right now. Okay. Oh yeah, setting up my house. Yes. I need like a, I don't even know, assistant that can help me in my home with driving my kids to stuff, which who knows if that's going to happen this year. Am I right? Driving my kids to stuff and with getting groceries and maybe cooking and possibly cleaning and organizing. I'm like, I originally was like, I need a house cleaner. I'm like, once a week ain't gonna cut it. Twice a week even ain't gonna cut it. I feel like I need a Rebecca assistant in my home doing all the things. And I can just homeschool my kids and work. That's just, I can do those things. I can do those things well and then take the nights off. But all the rest of it, turns out it's just kind of like makes everything kind of this disjointed thing. No, I don't live in Florida. If I lived in Florida, I'd be like, come on. I know. I was thinking the other day, I was saying to somebody, I was like, I just think if somebody was stupidly brave enough to go right now and say, I will pray for whoever is sick, that, and somebody else, okay, so you got that like faith, and somebody else was crazy enough and wanted it bad enough to say, yeah, pray for me. I feel like that's the kind of environment, Holy Spirit, we want to see God move. We want to see miracles. We want to see that stuff. I feel like part of it is we kind of stay in our own secluded, happy little safe churches. And right now, or, home groups or in our homes, not doing anything. And then we wonder, like, why aren't we seeing revival in our churches? Why aren't we seeing God moving? And part of me feels like, because that exists for his name to be glorified, that exists. God pours out, I believe, revival and his spirit primarily for the purpose of his name being known, primarily for the purpose of the lost. And so, not saying it doesn't happen in churches, it absolutely does. I mean, historically it does, and I love it, and I want to see it. I want to see God move. But I think that we want to see more of him. We got to be more bold and more brave, and it's about getting out there and reaching people. And that's an area I need growth in. I will admit that I need growth in that, because I'm not super bold. But hey, you know what? The disciples weren't super bold either. And guess what? God said, I will give you boldness. And he gave them boldness, which means boldness isn't something that wells up from within you. It's not like, if I'm just crazy enough, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's not something that wells up within you. It's something we pray for and we ask God for, and God gives us. He gives us boldness to care more about what he wants us to do, and he actually equips us to do it. And so I don't have to worry too much. I feel like if God wants me to go and pray for someone or do something that's outside of my comfort zone, that he is going to equip me for it. So there's my encouragement. If you buy 3 student notebooks for the year in print during the sale, no. So the sale for the sale, the deal for the sale, these are hurting my ears. Ow. I might have to go off of this. What's happening with the sale? So during our online convention is our back to school sale, and we are not doing anything else. The rest of the year, you're not going to see any other sales until convention season again. So our back to school sale the sales are on, if you purchase just an individual unit, like 3 student notebooks and a teacher's guide, you're going to get 10% off. So it's 10% off individual units, whether that is 1 unit digital or whether it's 1 unit print. If you order the year digital, you get 20% off. If you order the year print, you're going to get free shipping on the year print. If you order for 3 or more students print for the year, then yes, you are going to get the full year in digital as well as the free shipping. If you order for 6+ students print, so basically like you've got a large family and you want print, you're not just going to get the digital year, you're also going to get the digital lifer. So that means all of the extra things added to it. So that's our sale kind of explained, the 3 parts of our sale. We have a la carte sale, we have our digital year sale, and then we have our print year sale with tiers of you get this, you get this, you get this. So hopefully that helps explain it. I am going to try to create a graphic that will lay it all out for you guys and make it really easy. Yay, Jordan, I'm glad you're enjoying that. I've got mine. Look at this. Looky. I'm back on track, guys. This is my free Bible reading plan, and that's what I've been podcasting about lately. Super fun. Ow, I'm going to have to move this off. My ears are hurting too bad. Just a second. Disconnect.
All right. Can you guys still hear me? Someone's going to have to comment now and let me know if you can hear me. Camera, mic, what do I got for the audio? Looks like it is just my computer now. So hopefully you can still hear me. Pricing, no, I'm not going to release pricing until the online convention. Online convention and the sale, I will release the pricing for preschool and kindergarten, and you guys will be able to pre-order that. So stay tuned. What else? Same thing with the planner. I'm not releasing pricing until I actually do it because I'm hand drawing it all. And so it's just different than a digital one. Digital ones, I've been looking at pricing and I'm like, man, but for hand drawing all this and paying the illustrations for all of this, like this is going to be such a beast. So I have not decided on pricing from that yet. I'm just looking through for questions. If you guys have questions, go ahead and post them. Where can I see this in action? If you want to see Gather Round in action, if you go to the Gather Round Homeschool community, you can search or post and ask or look through videos. I did a video where I did a day in the life. You can actually see what it looks like in action. Lots of other people have done videos about it. I have talked about what it is and explained it on my YouTube channel. And there's also going to be a number of day in the lives in our online convention. So you may want to come to that. If you want to come to the online convention, it's free videos. I don't want you to think that's like extra content, but I did pop over my videos from YouTube about what is Gather Round and the story of it. And those are accessible right away. So as soon as you purchase, you can start to kind of get familiar with it. I may even do a couple other little things like that leading up to the convention before it starts. So what did I decide will be in the planner pages? Oh, that's such a good question. I haven't. I have like in my notebook, I have so many sketches and ideas for the planner that I don't know. I actually might kind of do everything with different options. I'm thinking about doing a yearly and a monthly. I'm thinking about doing a yearly dated, and we would do a new one each year, and then a monthly undated. And that one would be one you can print off over and over. And then it would essentially, it's not going to go with a unit as far as illustrations, because that's going to limit you, but it's going to go, you could get one and it's going to kind of have a unit planner and everything in it. So you can use it along with any Gather Round unit to plan your unit, vision cast, field trips, everything else. And in the monthly one, if I do it, I want to have one page is for your day for homeschooling and one page is your day for mom life. And that way in one spread, you can plan out your homeschool, field trips, read alouds, all sorts of different things. And on the other page, you can plan out your what's for dinner, what's happening today, did you drink water, your habit tracking kind of stuff, and even possibly have a little kind of schedule you can fill in if you want to. So just kind of having that at a glance on both. So I can't do daily and a yearly. A yearly planner is going to be, I already was like page counting it. I'm like, if I do our monthly pages and our weekly pages, yearly is going to be like 5 times the size of this. If I try to add in daily, it's going to be this massive book that's way too big. So instead, I'm thinking the yearly is going to have just weekly spread, nice and big and very open-ended. And then I'll do monthly one as well. And that will allow you to have more of that day by day because it's just a month. So I have more options. So anyways, that's my plan. That's what I'm trying to do, but I haven't even started yet. And according to my schedule, what's June 9th? I'm supposed to be like, I feel like I'm supposed to be done so much. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I'm supposed to be done 14 spreads of my planner and I've done 0. So for that to be done in like 3 weeks, I kind of need to start. But even if it's not done, I'll have the skeleton of it, even if I don't have all the illustrations and it's not printed yet. I for sure need to have it by August so that we have it for our school year. So I'm going to be working on it hard. Not yet, but I am. So really excited about that one. If you bought the year printed version, you have 5 kids, what would it cost you per month or per the year? So I'm going to do in the group or app or something like that, I'm going to do some sort of a graphic. But basically, if you buy the year printed version, you pay upfront for the year and it's the price that's on the site. So $30 a student notebook, $25 for the teacher's guide, multiplied by your year. But you get free shipping on that. And every month, we're going to send you the next unit. So that is massive savings. That's like $300 savings. Shipping is not cheap for me. So every month you're going to get a box, and it's going to have your 5 student notebooks and your teacher's guide, and you get free shipping on it. If you ordered, because it's 5 kids, you're also going to get the digital. So you're going to have the digital as soon as it's released, and then you're going to be waiting a week or whatever for your print materials to get to you. And now you get both. So you have your print materials that come in the mail, but you also have it digitally so you can reuse it down the road. And you could cast, I would personally recommend, if you have an Apple TV or something, it's so easy. You can cast or screen mirror or something, your teacher's guide right to a TV, or put it on a tablet, because your kids love to be able to look through the teacher's guide when they're doing their notebooking pages. So it kind of gives you the best of both worlds for now, but also for the future to be able to reuse that in older levels. What else? Planner. In units next year. Yeah, next year's units are still going to have 20 lessons. We're not making any changes on that. Convention is July 6th to 10th. Any changes, updates on Data Glance? Yes, so that's the other thing we talked about in the Lifer was Data Glance, who's using it. Some of the frustration that I personally have, and maybe I'm the only one, but is that we're trying to cram this in for space. Our book started out as 100 pages for our teacher's guide, and then they jumped to, what were our pages? Like 160 almost they are now, adding in our Data Glance, and now we're adding in, extra cards at the back and whatever else. So they've gotten really, really big, but our pricing hasn't changed. So that's bad for me and it's bad for you. It's bad for me because I set up my pricing structure based on this size, and every page I'm paying for print, as well as it's affecting the weight of shipping. So my costs have gone up by a large chunk, almost 50% of a jump to where we started to where we are now, but my pricing hasn't changed. So that's not great for me. It's also not great for you, because those of you who are buying digital and printing at home, it is an extra 60 pages that you're printing that probably don't have to be necessarily in the book. So we were asking, what do you guys think about them? The other frustration that I've personally had with them is that because we're trying to make them small to not affect our end product and not affect your guys' printing, is that we're trying to cram them and just make it as simple as possible. So sometimes information has gotten missed, or they're just so crammed, or just not as great as they could be. You'll notice in our mini units, we had columns where it was like this page for all the levels, this page for all the levels. It was beautifully arranged and designed. It was much easier. It was much easier visually. It was just this like quick flip through, easy to see. So I would love to do that, but that would actually mean having 3 pages of Data Glance. So what I'm thinking of doing for year 2 is actually pulling our Data Glance out and offering it to you digitally. Even for the people who purchase print, you would get a digital. So it would be like, thank you for your order. Here is your digital Data Glance. And that way you can start to kind of plan and see what's happening even while you're waiting for your print products. You can have that open on your iPad or your phone or anywhere else. Also, we'll have all of the resource links listed in there and the book list. So now you have this package, because one of the things for our print people is that they can't click on all those links. So we have all these great resources and links, and our book list is linked, but they can't access all of that. So if I offer digital, no extra charge for people who buy print, you also get this PDF separate. For people who buy digital, here's your teacher's guide, your 6 student notebooks, and your teacher resource packet. And that's going to have all of those extra things so that you can plan, so you can prepare, so you can see what's happening, and you can click on those links and just have it all together in a separate file. So that's our idea for that. It was pretty much unanimous that people loved that idea. So I think that, again, I'm never going to be able to please everybody. I'm sure there's some people that are going to be upset, but even some of those things that there's some controversy about, 80% of people do not use our reading log pages. So one of the things I'm thinking about is beefing those up and making them amazing, like really, really cool template that is for like one book, and then putting that in those Data Glance extra stuff. Now it removes 5 pages from our student notebooks that most people aren't using anyways, but it gives you an option of a really great one. And if your kids love it, you can print off one for every book they read. And I can't anticipate how many that's going to be. So here's your book report template for your middle and high schoolers. And here's your character analysis template, or here's your reading log template. And now you guys can use that as many times as you want. So essentially this resource packet that goes along with it, I'm not going to charge you guys anymore. It allows us to print cheaper. It allows you to print cheaper, and it gives you guys more flexibility and options. So that is why I think that's like, these are the kind of changes when we're talking about next year making changes, people get freaked out and they think, you know, I feel like you're changing so much. What we want to do is we want to really stop, think of next year as a whole, and what can we change and implement based on what we've learned from year 1 to make it even better, to improve upon it, and now offer you guys a more consistent product moving forward. Because even our day at a glance, there's inconsistencies based on either who's writing it or based on our space constrictions. So this allows us to be more consistent with our end product and also offer that consistency of the resource links and everything else for both our print customers and our digital. So anyways, it's not crazy amount of changes that are happening. It's all good changes, I think, that are happening and things to look forward to. The 6 units for Lifer 2, there may be more than 6. This is why Lifer, if you want the mini units and you want the cursive, get the Lifer. Even if you bought Lifer year 1, yeah, you're only going to get those 4 Zoom chats and you're getting 1 welcome kit. You're saving $100. Those things are just the icing on the cake. You're saving a huge amount by getting Lifer because you're getting 10 cursive writing notebooks and 6 mini units, possibly more. What I currently have scheduled is I have 1, 2, 3 US history, Canadian government, Easter, and Underground Railroad. Those are for sures. Other ones that I may push through if I can swing it are like a gardening one. Maybe we'll finish our US history one. Maybe we'll throw in another Canadian one. But I don't want to promise more than 6. But even with 6, those are the ones that I know are going to happen. And our Underground Railroad is going to go together with the novel. So it's going to be a novel study mini unit, which will be our first to kind of test that out. But it's going to go along with and be launched in time for Black History Month. So yeah, just lots of exciting things coming forward. But for Lifer year 2, if you're wanting all those extra things, seriously, just get the Lifer. It is so worth it. Even if you have one, you are going to get a lot of value, just financially, a lot of value out of year 2. For age for recommendations, I don't like to give a recommendation because each of my kids are very different. I have found a lot of people recommend around grade 5 is the official recommendation. That's when it's generally introduced in schools. But some people have done it. It's the idea of like a manual versus an automatic transmission car. My dad made me learn on a manual because it was the hardest one. And once I learned that, it made everything else easier. That whole philosophy is similar in writing. A lot of people believe that if you teach cursive writing, the flow of it and learning how to get that flow actually makes handwriting easier, smoother, and improves your handwriting. So a lot of parents teach their kids manuscript from the very beginning. They actually teach them their letters in manuscript before they ever learn it, or cursive before they ever learn it in manuscript. So that philosophy is out there, and I do not disagree with that. I also have not done that with all my kids because all my kids are different. I have I'm pretty sure that I'm dealing with dyslexia in a number of my kids. And so it's just so as not to cause confusion, I like to start personally as simple as possible. That being said, my 7-year-old was 6 last year, super into cursive, loved it. She did a cursive writing notebook. So I would base that on my child. I would get a cursive writing notebook. They've got coloring pages and all sorts of different things. I made them black and white, so they're pretty cheap to print off just for home use. But you just let them try it out and see what they think. Our North American Birds one is our starter one, and it starts with just shapes and loops. And I actually did that one myself. I hand drew the letters of the alphabet and the blends in an arrow font. So if you look closely, it's actually arrows that show you the direction you're supposed to be going, rather than having the font and then all the little arrows beside it that just get complicated and confusing. So we are considering possibly also doing a level 1 cursive and a level 2 cursive. But again, I'm not promising that. I want to just promise what I know I can do great, which is 6 mini units and our main units. But I have so many things in my head that if I can do it, I will. So there's a lot of other things that, you know, are potentially there to get excited about. As far as somebody was asking about Bible mini units, that is absolutely a very passionate desire of mine. Again, I'm waiting for permission from God to do that. And to see, I kind of need to get started and established in year 2 to see what I have for time. But my vision with that and my one day idea with that is that I want to do Bible mini units. Have nothing to do with anything else, just Bible mini units. My passion and my heart for kind of like the more than words principle of what does it mean to have a relationship with God? What are some of these verses that I think we need to learn? I'm sorry, but we need a whole mini unit that's main focus is our verse focus of what we're memorizing for God's word is about anger. I've got some kids that need that. I need that. Let's target that character, one unit all about that. And that's not what the unit will be about, but that's what our recitation and our scripture copy work would all be based on that. And we are going to actually target this area and grow together in this month in the area of anger, or in the area of patience, or in the area of overwhelm, or in the area of fear and anxiety, or in the area of, I've got some kids that need that one. So I want to do that. And then I want to have like really powerful, if you read Christmas, I wrote that myself. I want to have really powerful, amazing teaching that you would just start your morning off together and this Bible time that's going to encourage you, and then go and work on your own in your notebooks. And the idea of making your faith your own, come together, let's pray together, let's talk, let's discuss, but now go out and you pray about this. And what do you feel God is saying? And having one book for mom or dad and for each of the students, so that it's this cohesive family devotional, but not just the family devotional. I feel like growing up, the family devotional time was not always what we all looked forward to be honest. It was sometimes just dry. It was sometimes boring. It was sometimes we already know this stuff. And it just got to be, I felt like sometimes kind of ritualistic, and that's just not what I want. I want that blend of, yes, I want to teach my kids the Bible, but I also want them to make their faith their own. And I'm so passionate about this that I can promise you this will happen. I just don't know exactly when I'm going to be released to do it. But that is top of my list for questions for God is, when can I do this? And I feel like right now the answer is, let's get a solid foundational plan with our units for year 2 first. And I feel like he's wanting me to, like, I need to prove I have to get up at 5 a.m. in order to master this life of mine. And then spend time in the word and do devotions, and then work from 6 to 8, and then have time with my kids, and then do my live videos and meetings, and then have lunch with my kids, and then work in the afternoon, and then take my evenings off. That's what I need to master. Once I get to the point where I am like in a rhythm and routine, and I feel like I'm handling this well, then I could see myself adding more even this year. But I don't want to promise anything until I see how I do with that. Because so far, for like a week, I've been like, I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. and I don't. Today was 5:30. I'm getting there. So anyways, that is my heart and my passion, for sure. I mean, I love education. I love all of this, and I love tying God into all of this. I'm passionate about learning and making learning something your kids want to do. But if you want to take what Rebecca is most passionate about and see me do more of that, then that's where I need more and more people that are passionate about things submitting and writing. Because if you're passionate about it, you're going to bring all of your passion to the table, and now allow me to take all of my passion for what I'm passionate about, which is God, and do units and mini units and books. I want to write books. I have so many things I want to write. And right now I feel like I can't write because I'm so busy just managing. So I have my own aspirations and dreams, even above and beyond, or more so than all of this. But anyways, how much time do you spend homeschooling per day? Which day? This month, you guys, like 2 hours. This month we've actually been doing a bit more because I'm trying to like get lots done so that I actually can feel like, hey, we did a unit. So I'm really hammering through so that we can finish this up. I'm going to be working with my kids on writing, which they all have a framework. They struggle in organization. This is what we need to see more of in our units, I think. They struggle with organization. I want to help them with an outline and the structure of it. It was funny. My daughter was writing and I was teaching her about an outline. which we do teach in our units, but you do have to actually sit with them and do it. And I have sucked at that. So I sat with her and I was working on an outline, and then she went to write and she's like, I want to write intro and then write my intro and then write. And I'm like, she's the kid that she is so motivated if she's in control. If she's not in control, we lose all motivation. I've got some different things I'm dealing with my kids, and but she loses all motivation. Like now we're like she's just out. She's out if she's not in control and directing and dictating what she does. So this is one area that I could let her have freedom. I could, and I do. Free writes, I let total freedom. I don't care about spelling. I don't care about writing. There's lots of areas I do not hammer my kids on those things because I don't think they're actually paramount. But there are some areas that, yes, there is actually a way to spell this. And yes, there's actually a way to do grammar. And yes, there's actually a way that a report is organized. There's actually a way a paragraph is written. And you can't just, like, those are the areas that I'm like, okay, I've been pretty free and open so that they're beginning to get excited about writing. But now with this one, I was like, no, there's a way to write a report. You don't write headings like that. You don't know, it needs to be like this. But why? But I just want to do, I like this better. And I'm like, that's great. I'm glad you like that better. Do that in your next free write. But for your report, you're not doing it that way. And it was like, we hit this wall where it was, anyways, super entertaining. I don't have all the answers, guys. Have I mentioned that before? Anyways, yeah. So right now we're doing a bit more, but normally it's about 2 hours a day is what I do for school. So in that schedule, I would be able to, at 8 o'clock, I would make sure that everyone's eaten. We do our chores. If I'm not there with them when they're doing their chores, like they're supposed to be doing this morning, they don't do anything. So I have to be there and I have to be like, let's clean together. Let's do our chores. And then I want to get dinner started right in the morning because otherwise it ain't going to happen. And we've been ordering a lot of pizza. So I'm going to do that. And then we'll do school from 9 to 11 and that's it. And then I'm going to be doing lives and other things. They have other things that they're going to be doing. I'm going to get them to do like their instruments and stuff like that. But we don't do school all day long. There's no reason for us to do school all day long. Even when we do rabbit trails and have fun with it, an hour and a half is generally what it takes me to do school with my 5 kids. And then it's like, go to your math, go to your math, go to your math. And so it's working really well for us right now. And so that's my plan. That's my plan. Okay. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up because it's getting long and because it's now officially been an hour and I'm going live in the app at 11 and I feel like I need to like drink something first and resurface from my studio. But anyways, I hope that this gave you guys an idea of what's coming, some things to be excited about. Go and check out the online convention. I really think that's going to be amazing. And my goal is to offer so much value there that it's just a no-brainer. Like I want it to be, and I don't even know what I want it to be, but I just want it to be valuable and fun and encouraging. So that's my goal with that. And we have a ton of recording to do. So yay. But yeah, so lots of fun and exciting things coming this year. Stay tuned. I'm posting previews and glimpses into our life and behind the scenes over on the app. I'm still active here. And so yeah, all of that stuff to look forward to. Okay, thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate each and every one of you guys that listens through my rambling and my really fast talking and is just here to support me and or encourage me or is a part of this, because without you guys being a part of this, there would be no this. So I'm really appreciative of each and every one of you, and I am excited to see what this next year brings. If you have suggestions, input, if you think that you can add in any way, pray about it first. But I would love for you guys to email me, and you can do that at support@gatheroundhomeschool.com. If you want to submit for online convention, we are looking to create a kids video for the kids by the kids. If you want to submit a little like 15, 30-second video of your child saying what they love about Gather Round and maybe showing one of their projects that they've made or a writing piece or one of their pages in their book or their favorite drawing, anything like that, we're going to be putting that together into a video montage and your kids can watch it. And I'm hoping that will be inspirational for them. So all you need to do for that is make it landscape, and it can be on your phone, doesn't have to be professional, and send it to submissions@gatheroundhomeschool.com. I would love to have you be a part of it. If you want to be a part, I would love to eventually do a testimonial video. If you want to be a part of it, please, please, please don't hesitate. Just do it. Just send me a little video clip. I would love to have something like that to show people. And I'm hoping to do a little bit more marketing of Gather Round this year and maybe have some testimonials that we can include in that to help get the word out and help it grow this next year. So thanks for joining me. Hope you have an amazing day, amazing rest of your week, and we will talk to you guys again soon. See ya.